woman is about her courage, the way you come across, the way you carry yourself, her self confidence. Do you have confidence to execute what you want to do? Do you have that self confidence to be who you want to be? Do you have the confidence to be unapologetic for who you are? So these are the things that makes a high value woman. She does not beg for love because a high value woman knows that she deserves love. A high value woman understands the importance of growth. She has ambition. She is always improving. She is always learning. And she's always aspiring to be better. I see a lot of women, especially in the underdeveloped world, where as soon as they get married, they think they have achieved a particular social status, a particular social class, and they no longer bother improving themselves. And the result of this is that the man starts taking advantage of them. You always improve yourself, not necessarily for your family, not necessarily for your husband, but for yourself. For yourself, who do you want to be? A high value woman has an emotional intelligence. She has the emotional stability. She knows how to handle challenges. And in the midst of that challenges, she can communicate effectively. She does not allow things to weigh her down. She learns quickly and she moves on. She does not dwell on things. These are the qualities of a high value woman. These are the things that make up someone who is high value. So, above all, a high value woman sets a healthy boundary. She does not settle for less. She refuses to settle for less than she deserves. Sometimes people just put up with anything or whatever that comes their way. Maybe they thought time is running out against them. If they don't, it means they might not settle. So they just tend to go with whatever that comes their way. But a high value woman, if you want to be a high value woman, you don't settle for anything that comes your way. You have respect for yourself, and you know that you're doing your best to get to that standard of life you want to give yourself. And when you're aspiring to get to that place, you don't settle for anything that comes your way. One thing is that you don't have to be born into wealth or look like a model to be a high value woman. Don't mistake, please, high value to high maintenance. I'm not here to talk about high maintenance. I'm talking about a woman that is high value. So high maintenance and high value are not the same. To be a high value woman, you must have a certain mindset. It's all about your mindset. It's all about what you think about yourself. See, the moment you decide to invest in yourself, your growth, your peace, your purpose, you are already ahead of the game. It is your mindset, one. It is how you want to perceive yourself. What kind of a woman do you want to be? And how much are you willing to invest in yourself? I see a lot of women, they tend to invest more on their partner. They tend to want their partner to go out there and kill it. What about yourself? What about yourself? What are you doing to improve yourself, to be the best version of yourself? So this session this afternoon is a kind of a provocative question that I'm throwing out there for a lot of women like myself who's got potential. You know you have that potential within you. You know you can achieve much more than where you are right now. You know you can do better, but you choose to remain where you are. Why is that? Do you know that so many people are looking up to you? Do you know that so many young girls in your family, in your community, are waiting for you to take that step to be a role model to them? What are you doing? What are you waiting for? I'm going to ask you a question. What's one area you are working on to become your best self? What is that one area that you're going to make that conscious effort this afternoon, that I will work on this area of my life to become the best of me? Leave your comments in the comment section. Okay. Let's be honest. Let's be honest here. Some women feel stuck. They feel like they are doing everything right, working hard, giving it their best, but they are not attracting love or success they want. I know that there are some women out there, they do everything. They are doing everything they can. They are struggling, trying to be the best, but still they feel stuck. They feel as though the more they try, the more they work hard, the more they try to push, is as though nothing is working. There is a reason for this. There is a reason for this. The reason is that sometimes we let fear in. We let fear in. We start asking ourselves, what if? What if? What if I do that, I don't succeed? What if I invest that money and I don't get it back? What if? What if? As long as you let fear stop you from taking risk, you are going to be stuck. I agree. You've got to look at things to invest. You've got to look at things, try to look at them, analyze them before you take that step. I agree. I'm not saying just run head on without thinking about it. But sometimes I also realize that when you ask, there's so many questions, what if, what if, what if, gradually you become demoralized, because those what ifs start showing you the reason why you shouldn't take that step. Those what ifs start magnifying itself, like blowing up, getting bigger inside of you, and you're so worried not to take that risk. But what if you take that risk and it works? What if you invest that money? It turns out to be the best decision you've made in your life. What if you decide to go out on that date? It becomes the right person for you. Let's not let our fear stop us. We sometimes get stuck because we let fear stop us from taking risk. We sometimes get stuck because we doubt ourselves. We doubt what we can do instead of stepping into our power. You won't believe what you can do until you take that bold step to go out there and do it. If you don't take that bold step to go out there, how would you know? So we let this doubt engulf us. We let this doubt consume us. And once you're worried, once you're scared, you're not going to be that high value woman, because those high value women, they take risk. It's not easy when you've left school to pick up a book to read. It's not easy when you're working hard and trying to save your money to pull it out and invest. It's not easy. But a high value woman will do that because she understands that. Because she understands, without doing these things, I am going to be where I am. I am not going to progress. It's just like the universe. The universe is constantly moving. Life is not static. So therefore, you cannot be static. We sometimes get stuck at the same time when we just wait for love. I see a lot of young women, because they are heartbroken. They've dated someone and they've treated them so wrongly. They are so scared, to even give anybody a chance. They are so worried. What if he breaks my heart? What if it doesn't break your heart? You've got to take step. You have to decide, what do I want in my life? What kind of a man do I want? What kind of a relationship do I want? What kind of love do I want? Then you have to take that step. Don't wait for love. Don't wait for success. Don't wait for happiness. Instead, you create it. A high value woman tried to create her own success. She tries to create her own love. What kind of love do you want? Because when you meet someone and you look at the person, you will know whether this is the kind of person I want to spend my life with or not. You will know if this is the right person for me. Yes, you might not really know the person 80%, because I don't want to use the word 100%. You never know any 100%. But at least there are things that you will see in that person, especially on your first date, that will encourage you to say, maybe this is the person I really want to date. Then after some time, when you're convinced from this person's attitude, character, you might say, well, yes, I think this is the kind of person I want to settle down with. But if you don't create them, if you don't take that proactive step to find what you want, you will remain stuck, my sister. I'm sorry, but I'm here to give you the truth. I'm here to tell you the truth. But again, listen, my love. You are not stuck. I know we feel that way sometimes. We let our emotions, we let all these pressures of life, we let, things that we've not achieved pull us down, make us feel down. I'm also here this afternoon to encourage you that you are not stuck, because your situation can change. Your situation is not permanent. Your situation can change. But your situation can only change if you start believing in yourself and start this moment taking one step at a time, taking proactive actions towards what you want to achieve. Your situation can change. No matter what it is, no matter where you are at the stage in your life, your situation can change. It can change, my sister. What are you going to do towards that? Would you make that conscious decision this afternoon to say, I am going to take proactive steps in achieving my dreams? Because we are all dreamers. We all dream. We all have something that we are looking forward to. We all have something that we're thinking, whoa, if this happens now, that will be it. You have that. You can create that. You can manifest that. You can make it to become your reality. But it starts by believing that you can, believing in yourself, and taking proactive action. Because there is power in self-investment. There is power in you leveling up. Like taking a step, proactive step towards your life. There is power in self-investment. Here is a secret. You can check it anywhere. High value women don't chase. High value women don't chase. They attract. Yes, you don't chase. High value women, they attract. Now the question is, how? How can I attract? How does high value women attract? They attract by investing in themselves. Yes, you heard me right. They attract by investing in themselves. And here is how you can do that. Here is how you can level up. First and foremost, build your self confidence. Because if you're asking yourself how, why, you have doubts. And that doubt affects you. That doubt makes you feel as though you're not good enough. But when you build your self confidence, you're working on your mindset, you're working on your self-image, and you're also working on your personal growth. See, your mindset, your self-image, and your personal growth. These three things contribute to building your self-confidence. How do you perceive yourself? When you look at yourself in the mirror, what do you see? When you see your self-image, are you happy the way you are? Are you happy the way you've been created? What does your mind tell you about yourself? Do you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, I wish I can be better? That means you have low self-esteem about yourself. You have to have a very good self-image of yourself. That is how it starts. You need to build your self-confidence. That is what makes you a high-value woman. You work on your mindset, your self-image, and more importantly, your personal growth. Whilst you're doing this, the second point is expand your knowledge. Without you personally striving to grow, how are you gonna expand your knowledge? You expand your knowledge by reading, by learning, and by growing. Have you ever gone to a gathering or an occasion and you see this woman, this lady, beautiful, walking down, the way she carries herself, her carriage, her self-confidence. She knows deep down herself that I look good. She carries herself and she walks across that room and everybody just turns and glances at her. You want to carry yourself like that. You want to be in a situation where when you walk past, you don't even need somebody to acknowledge it, but you know that you've got that confidence. And when you now open your mouth to address the audience, to talk about something, or even when you have one-on-one conversation with somebody, you are smart, you are well spoken, and they listen to you. They listen because you don't just have that confidence, you have that knowledge, and you can articulate what you speak, what you talk about. Are you articulate in your thinking? Can you hold a conversation? You need to start reading. Reading helps you expand your knowledge. Reading helps you stand out. Whenever a conversation is thrown into the air, whenever a conversation is brought up in a gathering, whenever something is happening, you have something to offer. With due respect to some of the women, I have seen some people when a conversation is broached, when in a gathering and there's a particular topic talked about, you'd be amazed. This person will just sit down there, this woman will just sit down there, not contributing to anything. Instead, you will see her saying to the boyfriend, when we're going to finish this conversation, I want to go home. Because she's not comfortable, because she does not have anything to add to this conversation. So she wants it ended. So the ability to expand your knowledge is what makes you a high value woman. And more importantly, do you look after yourself? A high value woman takes care of herself. Do you look after your physical wellness? Are you conscious of what you wear? Do you look after yourself physically? Are you conscious of the kind of things you put on your body? Does it suit you? Is it fit for that occasion? You need to look after your physical wellness. You need to look after yourself emotionally because you have to have that emotional stability. Things will happen that get you upset. Things will happen that'll make you feel as though you're not heard. Things will happen, that in life there are ups and downs. I'm always honest about it because no one will say they have it all perfect 100%. You will encounter challenges. If you don't look after your emotion, then your emotions are all over the place. How are you financially? How are you financially? Oftentimes, a lot of women give up their power because they choose not to do anything. They are so reliant on their husband, on their partner. How is your financial well-being? So a high value woman take care of herself physically, emotionally, financially. She does. And again, you have to surround yourself with winners. Who are your friends? Who are the people you are associating yourself with? Remember this saying that birds of a feather flocks together. If you want to improve yourself, you have to be mindful your association. Who are your friends? What are their aspirations? Be in a place where you are always inspired to grow. If you're not inspired to grow, if you're associating yourself with people who don't care about growth, with people who are not making any improvement in their lives, with people who are just dependent on their husband or partner to give them money, you start having that mindset. Be mindful of who you surround yourself with if you want to be a high value woman. When you pour into yourself, when you do your best to grow yourself, you won't be asking if high value men would choose you. You, my darling sister, will be choosing them because you know your value. When men come to you, you filter, you filter, you filter. You know the kind of people, because they'll be coming. Let me tell you, my sister, men, they know. Men, they know who will add value in their life. They know. Guys know. They know who adds value in their life. So when they see someone like you, they come for you. They come for you. You now decide who you want to go for. You now decide who you want to choose. You now decide the kind of man you want to allow to come close to you. You will be choosing them. So please let me know on the comment section what you think about this, how you feel and what's happening. What do you think? Let's check the comments, see what people are saying. Where is it? Yes, leave your comments below. Let me see what you think. Let me know what you think. So the truth about relationships. I know a lot of us are caught up in this cycle of relationships where things keeps happening. The truth about relationship is that you don't need to settle for anything. A lot of women settle because they think love is hard to find. A lot of women settle because they think love is hard to find. Let me tell you, my darling sister, you do not have to settle for a relationship that doesn't honor you. If that relationship does not honor you, if that relationship does not respect you, you don't have to settle for it. You don't have to dim your light to be loved. Because some guys, they feel very inferior. They feel intimidated when they see high value woman. Sometimes they come for that because they want to associate with that woman. They see you, you're smart, you're intelligent, hardworking, you've got your money, you're not dependent on them. Most men, they want that because they want you to add value in the relationship. But guess what? Once they get you, they want to dim your light. You do not have to dim your light to be loved. If you're in a relationship where someone is trying to dim your light, for example, what do I mean by dimming light? You are hardworking. He sees you. He likes you. And he comments on how hardworking, on how good you are, on how wonderful and things like that. Then suddenly, when you are not in a relationship with him, and you say to him sometimes, I want to go out for a run. Oh, do you need to run? You don't have to run. Just relax with me. Or you're working, you settle down, suddenly you don't have to work. Why do you need to work? I'll pay you. You do not have to dim your light to be loved. If these are the things that make you, as long as it's not detrimental to your partner, I'm not saying be rude, I'm not saying don't be considerate, but if these are the things that you do for your own well-being to make you happy, you don't have to stop it for him. Because the truth is that he wants you to dim your light so he can be in control. He wants you to dim your light so he can be up there. He's intimidated because you're high value. He's intimidated because you know so many guys would want you and they'll come for you. So he wants you to stop. To just stop and dim your light so that he can shine. Be careful. Be careful, my darling sister. You don't have to dim your light to be loved. You can attract a partner who respects, values, and adore you. Yes, you can. You can attract someone who adores you, who cherishes you, who listens to you, who will be happy to work with you, who will not dim your light, who will help you light, even give you ideas on how to scale up, to keep scaling up. He will give you ideas on how to be better. He will encourage you. He will support you. These are the kind of men that women need in their life. You can attract this partner, but it starts with you valuing yourself first. See, if you value yourself, there are things you won't put up with. And because ordinarily you don't put up with these things, when a man is walking into your life, he knows as well, this is not acceptable. She's not going to take it. She won't accept it. It has to start with you valuing yourself. Do you value yourself? Let me know on the comment section. Do you value yourself? So if a man doesn't see your worth, if a man who comes into your life doesn't see your worth, that is his loss. Don't feel bad about anything because some people are just there to put you down to make them feel happy, to put you down to make them feel like a man. It is his loss. You know your value, you know your self-worth, and you know that the right person will see that value and that person will come for it. Your job is to keep growing and becoming the best version of yourself. Your job is to keep aspiring to the greater you, to that higher version of yourself that God has made you to be. Your job is to keep scaling up. The right partner will recognize that. The right partner will value that. The right partner will appreciate that. The right partner will come your way who will encourage you to be your very best? Have you ever found yourself settling for less than you deserve? Sorry, my battery was going there. Have you ever found yourself settling for less than you deserved? Have you genuinely wanted something? You now find yourself saying, you know what, this is not happening. I think I'm going to make do with this. Have you found yourself settling? What did you learn from it? Is there any insight, any lives experiences you want to share with us? Please leave it on the comments section. Okay? You can manifest the life and love you deserve. I've always said that. You can manifest the life and the love that you deserve. You can have the life and love that you deserve. Said it 3 times. You have to believe this. You have to believe it. Because if you don't believe it, that is the problem. That is the problem. You have to believe it. You have to have that mindset of believing. You know, Jesus Christ said something. He said, if you ask, you will receive. If you seek, you will find. If you knock, the door will be open unto you. These blessings will come to those that believe. He said to Thomas, when Thomas was doubting that he's not resurrected, he said to Thomas, blessed are those who believe without seeing. So there is an important aspect of believing in our life. There is that essence of believing. Because our mind is so powerful. Our mind is so powerful that what we let inside of it is what stays. And you'll be amazed at what you let inside this man, how it controls you, how it controls your thinking, how it controls what you do, how it controls your daily life, what you believe. That is why at the start of this session, this live, I said, your mindset is all about your mindset. If you're someone who has that mindset of always doubting herself, if you're someone who is always believing that you're not good enough, if you're someone who is always trying all your possible best to please, I want you to start from this afternoon to work on yourself. Just start talking to yourself. When you go on that mirror, when you're standing in front of your mirror, you start telling yourself, I am good enough. I am good enough. I have all that it takes. I am good enough. You've got to rewire your brain. You've got to start talking to yourself to rewire the way you think. Because our belief system is our limiting. It could be a very limiting factor in our lives. Your belief could be the things that is so devastating in your life. Your belief can also be the one thing that will skyrocket you to greatness. Our belief system is so important. Your belief is so important. If you believe that you can be if you believe that you can have a high quality relationship, you can. You can. You can by becoming a high quality person. Whatever you want, you've got to take control of that within yourself. If you want value in your relationship, you got to have value in yourself. If you want high quality relationship, high quality person to come into your life, you also have to be a high quality person. Create what you want. Create what you want to see. Create what you want to manifest. If you want success, take consistent action towards success. Just make that conscious effort every day to do one thing that can lead you to that thing you're aspiring to be. You cannot be wanting you cannot want success and always talk about failure. You cannot want success and you surround yourself with people who are always failing, and not just see failure is not actually a failure. Failure is a stepping stone to something good, but it depends again on your mindset, how you perceive failure. Are you surrounded with people that when they do one thing and they fail and that's it, they've given up? Or are you surrounded with people that when they take a step and maybe that step does not go as planned, they review, they look at the mistakes they have made, and they go back and try again? It's a different mindset. It's a different mindset. So you can come into a company. Like there's actually a story I read, true life story, about two men, the same company, they live in the same neighborhood. And they live in the same neighborhood and they applied for this job unknowingly to them, but they all got this job together. They started doing this job. After 1 year, both of them were made redundant. As they were made redundant, they paid them off with some money. The other neighbor decided to invest that money. It's risky venture, which he also told this neighbor to say, oh, this is what I found. I want to invest this redundancy money in, I just want to invest in that. This other guy, let me say A and B. So the A said to B, this redundancy money, I'm going to invest it into this. See what happens. Mr. B says to him, why would you want to make that mistake? Oh, all this investment, they're not real. Don't try to do it and all that. He's trying to discourage him. Then Mr. A turns around and asks him, what about yourself? What do you want to do with your money? Oh, what I'm going to do is that I'll try and pay part of my mortgage, knowing that at least in the next 6 months, I'm not going to be bothered paying money. So Mr. A said, well, that's a good idea if that's what you want to do. So Mr. A left him, went and invested where he had in mind. He researched, he looked into it, and he was convinced within himself, this is where I want to put my money. So he went and he invested there. As he invested, it took time. He carried on. He was reading. He was doing manual jobs. He was doing a lot of things. This Mr. B, because at least he's paid 6 months. He's paid 6 months of his mortgage. He felt like, well, I can chill out for 3 months. After all, I've worked all this while. Why not? Let me just take a break. Mindset. He took a break, stayed home for a few months while this guy started working, doing odd jobs, and he did that investment. Now, 6 months later, this Mr. B have not got a job. He's not scampering because he has his mortgage to pay. And he's not mourning. He's upset why the company let him go. He was now mourning, complaining, always visiting this other guy, Mr. A. Why Mr. A, 6 months later, his investment has started yielding him little money that he can use to sustain himself until he gets something better that he wants. In a year's time, because he was proactive, he was still working, he got something. He got a job. But remember, he's also invested. Now he has a passive income. There is another money coming in for him, plus his job. And this Mr. B could not understand why this is happening to Mr. A. When he sees Mr. A, he says to him, oh, it's just luck. You are lucky. It's not luck. It's not luck. It is using your ability, your brain to think. It is taking proactive action to make sure you don't find yourself in an unwanted place, to make sure that things are going. So your mindset, these two people, same work, same money that was paid. See the way Mr. A handled it. Mr. A was able to use what he got to invest and to get better, while Mr. B didn't. So this story is just to highlight the power of your perception and your belief system. What you believe and the actions you take based on that belief will either uplift you or demote you. So if you want a high quality relationship, become a high quality person. If you want success, take consistent action towards success. Read books. Try to learn about whatever you're pursuing, the career you're pursuing. Be good at what you're doing. Now, if you want to be loved deeply, start by deeply loving yourself. You cannot give what you don't have. You cannot love when you've not actually loved yourself. Do you truly love yourself? Do you deeply love yourself? Because if you love yourself, there are things that you will not do. I was listening to Bob Proctor. I love that guy. He's passed away now. May his soul rest in peace. And he was talking about how our conscious mind, plays a bigger role in our lives. We let things come in, but deep down, we have a subconscious mind. We have an inner mind, and this mind is always at rest. This mind kind of filters what goes into it. In a world where we are today with a lot of pressure, a lot of things going on, a lot of negativity in the news, a lot of things coming on towards us left, right, our own family challenges, our own environmental challenges, the pressure of job, the pressure of finances, a lot of pressure. You've got to be mindful of what you let to come into you. You've got to be conscious of that. And you've got to invest in all these aspects of your life. You have to invest on yourself, your physical, your emotional, and your mental mind. You've got to be conscious of them. If you want to be a high value woman, you have to look at these things and work on yourself to be the best version of yourself. Is it going to be easy? No. No. If I tell you that, I just decide to do it today, it's going to happen, it's a walk in the park, just carry on. I am telling you lies, and I will not tell you, and I will not lie to you. When you form a particular habit, it is difficult to let go of the habit. It's difficult to let go of some bad habits. I remember when I came to UK and I started doing my driving lesson. In Nigeria, you do your driving lesson, but it's not as serious as they do in UK. So you can get away with one or two things. It's easy. So when I started, I'm like, I used to drive in Nigeria. Why not? I will, it will be a walk in the park for me. But when I started, it wasn't easy because I've picked up some bad traits. Like when you're driving, you're crossing your hand, you don't do that. So I've picked up, so my driving instructor picks up on that. He said, "You've driven before?" I said, "Yes." He said, "That's the problem. When you've driven before, there are some things you've picked up that when you're not trying to relearn driving, it's a trouble like letting go." But the truth is that with dedication and with your mindset focusing on this relearning, rewiring, you get to learn the better one, and the better one stays. The better one stays. So some of the things you've learned, some of the things you used to do, is second nature to you. I get that. Trying now to relearn or to make a change or to make the conscious effort of picking a book and reading, it will be challenging. But you can do it if you set your mind to it. You can do it if you're willing to give it a go. You can do it if genuinely you want to change and be that high value woman, not just to attract men, but to be the best of yourself. To be the best of yourself. It's not just for a man. Honestly, it's not just for a man. But what about yourself? Do you not want to find yourself in a situation where you are confident, where you are happy, where you feel self fulfilled? So you have to do things that can help you achieve that the place of that self fulfillment, that place of self fulfillment where you can find yourself and said, I feel self fulfilled now. I am grateful and I am happy that I found myself in this place. So it's not just for anything else, but a place where you get to and you feel that fulfillment. There is no greater joy than that. There's no greater joy than that. Okay? You can achieve it. You can start gradually. You can start every day by doing, even if it's a 10 minutes reading. Yeah. If you can't do 10 minutes reading, try to do 10 minutes a day, but set your timer for 5 minutes. Just pick up a book, read for 5 minutes. Even if it doesn't make sense to you, even if you don't understand it, just pick up a book and just learn. Just read it. If you want to read it out loud, read it, but make sure you sit down for 5 minutes. Then later in the day, maybe before you go to bed, you put another 5 minutes timer on. You read for another 5 minutes. That's 10 minutes a day. Sometimes we want to make a change. For example, you want to lose weight and you go and register for a gym membership. I'm going to hit the gym today. So let's go. You go to the gym, you do this workout, you run, you do everything, push-ups, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Some we even go harder because you want to show you will do it. Then you do it for an hour. You come back. The next morning, you feel tired, exhausted, all your muscle, everything is aching. You're asking yourself, oh dear me. Because of that pain, you're not going back the next day, 2 days' time, 3 days' time, 4 days' time. And some people, they never go back. Some try it for 3, 4 days, 4 times, maybe in a month, and that's it. But why not? If you really want to lose weight, why not take it slow and steady? If you have the time to go to the gym 5 days a week, if you have the time to go to the gym 3 days a week, why not start by taking just those little minute step? Why not go to the gym for 10 minutes? Look around, do a little workout. 10 minutes, you come back. If you still have the strength, you have the time to do tomorrow, you go back tomorrow. You do another 10 minutes. You might even do 12 minutes tomorrow. You come back. If you're free, that you have the time to do it every day, it depends on your calendar. It depends on what your weekdays are. My point is, you can take that step slowly. But the slower you go and the easy and consistency is what achieves results. It is what you might think that doing it for 10 minutes will not make you lose weight. Sister, with your consistency, by the time you do it 10 minutes like that, 12 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, you won't feel that ache. Your body is gradually getting into it and your body gets accustomed to it. You won't even know you're doing something, but you are. Your body is taking it, is registering in your brain, your body, everything knows that she is doing something. That is how it is with self-improvement. That is how it is with success. That is how it is when you want to become a high-value woman. You have to take that steady, slow and steady, consistent action. You could do 5 minutes today, 6 minutes tomorrow, but the thing is that you are focused. You you are focused on what you're doing. You want to do it and you're doing it. You're not competing with anybody. It doesn't matter if this other one picks up a book and finishes it one. No, you're not running the same race. Just take your time, slow and steady, do what you want to do and achieve your results. My highest achievement may not be your highest achievement, may not even be where you want to go, may not even be what you're aspiring for. So every one of us has our aspiration. Every one of us, we have our aspiration. We know what we want. You know what you want. Based on that, work within your limits. Sometimes you push yourself. You do. But work within your limit. Set goals that you know you can achieve. Set goals that you know you can achieve and break down how you're going to achieve this goal. Okay? And in your relationship, like I said, if you want to be loved, deeply, start by loving yourself deeply. Never let anyone put you down. Never let anyone tell you that you're not good enough or that your dreams are too big. Never let anyone dim your light. Don't. As long as you're willing to put in the effort, as long as you're willing to put in that consistent effort, you can achieve anything. You can achieve anything that you want to achieve. You can achieve anything you want to achieve. So, what's your takeaway on this live session? Is there anything you like us to talk about? Is there anything you want to highlight? Is there any experience that you've had that you want me to know about or to talk about? Please leave it on the comment section, okay? As we carry on with this live stream. So, in summary, my darling sisters, remember your life is in your hands. Life is in your hands. The thing is, we always forget that we are God's highest form of creation. Is that not amazing? We are God's highest form of creation. We are God's highest form of creation. Who can better do whatever we want to do in this life than ourselves? You can do and achieve whatever you want to do. You can. Your life is in your hands. The progress you make is in your hands. The changes you make is in your hands. Whatever you want to do is in your hands. You don't need validation from anyone. Yes, if you have a supportive partner, if you have a supportive family, if you have a supportive neighborhood, yes, that's well and good. Because you see some people when they go out running, say marathon, people are cheering, it gives encouragement. But when you don't have it, you have to tell yourself, it doesn't matter. You know who you are. You know what you want. You validate yourself. You don't need it from anyone because people can put you down when you are reliant on some other person to validate you. When you're reliant for some other person to tell you your self-worth, they can easily take it away from you. You are God's highest form of creation. Each time I look at myself, each time I think of how amazing God has created me, I am in awe. I am unique. Have you ever wondered why your thumbprint, it is just one in this whole life, in this whole world? There is no other person that your thumbprint and theirs match. It's just one. It's amazing. Your genetic combination, everything is just you. You are unique. You are unique. You are enough. You are enough. I'm telling you, you are enough. So please reach out if you need any support. Honestly, send me a DM if you need any support. If there's anything you'd like me to talk about, if there's any takeaways you've taken from this video on how to be a high value woman, not high maintenance, Let me know if you want me to talk about high maintenance ladies, okay? But today I am talking about high value woman. High value woman. And to recap, like I said, high value is not about the looks. When a woman is beautiful, is lovely, but it's not about the looks. It's not just about the looks. A high value woman, okay, a high value woman is someone who intentionally carry herself the way she will want. She knows how she carries herself. Your courage matters. A high value woman is one that is confident. A high value woman is one that knows her self worth. For you to achieve this, you've got to start making that conscious effort to be a high value woman. And for you to attract a high value man, you've got to be that. If you want to achieve love, you got to be love. If you want to achieve success, you've got to start thinking success. You've got to embody that which you want to become. You've got to embody it. You've got to be that which you're aspiring for. To be a high value woman is not difficult. To be that one woman, when you step out, people are amazed. You know, when you speak, people listen. You have something to contribute. You are smart, you are intelligent, you are financially, emotionally, physically stable in every way. People tend to respect that. You don't need anybody's validation. You validate yourself. You validate yourself because you know who you are. You know who your maker is. You know what your worth is. You know that you're God's highest form of creation. You know that. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this live stream, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. What is your biggest takeaway from this video? What is your biggest takeaway? Have you had any experience that you want to share with us so that other people can learn from it? What topics